You want to learn Bootstrap, right? And that's a good idea. Bootstrap is super cool framework that will help you build stunning websites easier and faster than just using HTML and CSS. So what is Bootstrap? Bootstrap is a CSS framework with a mobile-first intent. Now, why to learn Bootstrap? Bootstrap is super exciting and easy to learn, and it gives you the possibility to build websites easier, faster, and it's more interesting, and you are having so much more fun than just using HTML and CSS only. Now, how to start? The websites I'd recommend you to look at is, of course, the actual Bootstrap home website, which is getbootstrap.com. And of course, as well as W3 schools. When you go to W3 schools, you can either learn Bootstrap 3 or Bootstrap 4 or both. Now, the newer version is Bootstrap 4, so I'd start with Bootstrap 4. It's very simple to begin. When you are on the Bootstrap website, go to Get Started. Here you will have a link that you need to have in your code. You need to paste it in your HTML file. So I already have HTML document, and I already have this link. So once again, you go to Bootstrap, copy this link, go to your code, and paste it into the head of your HTML document. When you start building massive websites, you will need another code, which when you scroll down a little bit, you will see JS for JavaScript. These 3 lines of link will go to the body of your HTML document, and you will paste it right here at the very end of your body, before the body closing tag. I will not have it here today. I'm going to use JavaScript or jQuery, so one link will be enough. In order for you to start implementing Bootstrap, you need to know about. So when you go to documentation, you will see introduction. Go through introduction on your own. There is a lot of valuable information. Today I want to talk about layout. So when you go to layout, you will see containers. Now, there are 2 containers in Bootstrap. Let me show you in code. So your Bootstrap will have a container. To start working with Bootstrap, should have a container class. Inside of the container, there will always be a row. Inside of this row, there will be at least 1 column. And inside here, you will have your content. You will have your images or anything you want. I will have heading. And I will have a paragraph. I will save now and check in the browser. And here you go. You see how nicely it's arranged on the in the browser. It has a margin and it pretty much looks really organized already without us having to give it margin left and margin right. It looks already like it's going to be a nice website. So that's number one thing. Remember, once again, your Bootstrap will always have a container, will have row, will have at least one column. Inside here will go all your content. Now, there is another way of another container in Bootstrap, and that it is a container fluid. Inside of this container there will be a row just normally, and there will be a column, and I will use this same content for my container fluid. I will save and see the difference. See, the container has a margin left and margin right. Container fluid will not be having any margins. It will be all along the width of your device, which is 100%. So that will be your decision, which container you want to have. Do you want to, you know, be like a box sort of a container, or you want to have the one which is the width of your device. So let's do container fluid. Now going back to Bootstrap website, let me go to the grid. Grid system is very important. So the whole Bootstrap is based on grid. There are altogether 12 columns in Bootstrap. Let me see here. Grid basics. So yes, in W3 schools you will see, you will read that there are 12 columns in grid system of Bootstrap. And you can rearrange or arrange these columns the way you want. It doesn't have to be 12, but 12 is the number, and no more than 12 is allowed. So let's go to code editor. I will get rid of the container fluid and leave my container just yet. So you see, this here is my column. I want to have in my row, I want to have 3 columns now. I'll paste and paste my third one. I will save. And you see how great it looks. I have 3 similar really nicely sized columns. But what if I want to have one column bigger or longer than the other 2? So once again, I will go back to W3 schools. And another important thing you will need to learn is grid classes. There are 5 important grid classes, which will be defining how your content will look on which device, which is on what screen size. So you will see there is call for column, and then the screen size is less than 576 pixels. Call -SM for small screen sizes which are equal or greater than 576. Call -MD equal or greater than 768 pixels. Colon for large screen devices greater than 992 pixels, and extra large greater than 1200 pixels. So what does that mean when we actually work in the code? That means that let's say for a large screen device, I choose LG, and then I know that there are 12 columns in Bootstrap, so I kind of want to have let's say if I choose 12, if I choose 6, this column will spin through 6 columns altogether, invisible to us, and the other 2 columns will adjust according to what is left, and which is another 6 columns. So if I change, let's say, to 8, you see, because invisibly we know we have 12 columns, and this one column is taking 8 columns, then the other 2 columns will be divided to what is left. So I don't have more than 12 columns, so my third column has moved down automatically, if that makes sense, because there are no more than 12. It has to move down. Now I can specify the width of my other columns and give it, let's say, large 2. So I have 8, 9, 10, and large 2. We'll see what happens then. And you see, this is 8 plus 2, 10 plus 2, 12. So I still can have my whole content in one row. But if I, let's say, change this to 3, and I know it will be 13 columns altogether, this will not work. It has to move down. But because I specified, I said that this column will be only taking 2 columns, it still takes 2 columns, but there is no space here because there are no 13 columns. It moved down. There are 5 grid classes. Column large is how my content will look on large screen devices. You see, when I shrink my browser, it's still the large screen device, but once it's moving to medium, it starts to rearrange. If you want to arrange your content for medium screen device, you need to specify in your column by placing MD for medium. And then give your column width by say choosing from 1 to 12. Let's say I want my first column to spin through 6 invisible columns, so I do MD6. My second column, I want to take 3 columns, MD3, and my third column, I want to take another 3 columns, MD-3. So it will be equally rearranged. As you see, I just defined my middle screen device, and it looks just the way I want it to be. Once I move to a small screen device, it once again either will look the way it is right now if you want for it to look this way, or you can still give it some definition. So colon small, and let's say for small I want to have 4 colon small 4, and here colon small, 4 and 4 is 8, right? And another 4, 12. And I now have 3 equal columns. So simple it is, and we didn't have to do much, just specify column width, given column number, and there you go. Let's say if I want to have another container, I can have another container. Inside of this container there will be a row, of course. There will be a column. And here I want to have images. That's another example. So in my folder, you see I have inside of my Bootstrap 4 folder, I have another folder for images. And inside of this folder, I have 4 images. So I want to have these 4 images on my side right now. All I need to do is, in image, in the source, I choose the name of the folder. And the name of the folder is images. I believe it's images. And then my first image is number 1. Let me just double check. Yeah, images. JPEG. And parrot for the alternative. And you see I have pretty big image right now. And you know what you need to do with Bootstrap? There is a class for images. This class will scale your image in proportion to your column. So, and this class you will place in image class image fluid img-fluid. Save and check. Let's see. I know I had some dash right here. And now it's scaled pretty nice on the website, still kind of big. It's because it takes the space of the column that I have. I have only 1 column, so it takes the whole space of this column. Let's say for a large screen device, I want for this image to take 6 columns space. And you see, now it has changed. Now it takes the space of 6 columns. If you want to have it to be a smaller image, just define, choose a smaller number. So I have 4 images. Let's do 3. And I have 4 images, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4. I will change image names. 3 and 4. And now you can see that I have 4 images on my side. So 3 and 3, 6, 9, and 12. If I were to change my last 2, let's say I want to have it to take it more space, like 6 columns, you will see it moved down, and it is bigger than usual my other images. And you can change that, the way you want it. Let's say I want to have 2 images on sort of one row and 2 images on the other. So I will have to change 6 and 6. It makes 12 already. And then 6 and 6, which makes another 12 columns. And also the size of my image is increased. So yeah, that's how you, and then you can arrange by manipulating this, these numbers from 1 to 12, and then when you choose your screen device, which is large. In this case, you see when I start shrinking my browser, once it goes to medium, everything is arranging in block level. So if I want to change, I need to once again go to choose column, medium, 6. I want just, the same stuff. So I will change only here the middle part, medium. Not large, but medium. And medium here. MD for medium. And let's see, it has changed. So yeah, in this lesson you have learned how grid system works. You have learned that there are 2 types of containers, container and container fluid. You have learned that inside of a container there always is a row. There can be more rows if you want. Inside of that row there will be your column, and inside of that column there will be your content. And then you have learned 5 grid classes which help you to arrange your content from extra small, small, medium, large, extra large screen devices. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me in comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for my weekly coding tutorials. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.